Hello and welcome to Baking with Wine, the Queen's Birthday edition. We're going to be making Victoria's sponge cake, the cake of queens, using a Waitrose recipe, because here at Baking with Wine we succumb shamelessly to flattery, and Waitrose liked some of our tweets, so thanks Waitrose. It is however a very sad day on Baking with Wine, because we finished our case of Ott, and therefore had to run out at 9 in the morning and find something appropriate. A little bit of Chardonnay from Marks and Spencer's. Sure, not art, but it's not bad. So, cheers! Today's ingredients are 175 grams of self-rising flour, kind of a mongrel of caster sugars that I had left in my pantry, but that is 175 grams of caster sugar, 175 grams of butter, should be relatively softened, and 3 of what I like to call servants' eggs, because they are casually beaten. If you're wondering why we are shooting outside today, it's got nothing to do with the terrible lighting inside, and everything to do with the beautiful British summertime weather we're experiencing. At this point you need to preheat your oven. Obviously you can't go back inside, so I suggest you send your equivalent of Ushi inside to preheat it for you. That's going to be to 180 degrees, so off you go, Ushi. Much like Bodo trying to make an illegitimate child disappear, now it's time to grease some palms. In this case, tins. I use a very scientific method. It's called take your packet of nearly empty Président, very disgustingly greasy. Roll your sleeves up a little bit. Not really possible in this jacket. And literally just, there you go. Butter everywhere. So you can cream the butter and the sugar and all that kind of thing and then add the dry ingredients, but I actually just like to schnizzle everything in a bowl and mix it together because, as I said before, I'm lazy and I don't have time to do things like that. I have to go to lunch on the King's Road. Look, this actually I left in the hot midday sun, and that's why the butter's melted, but you can of course just pop that in the microwave. So here you go, add that buttery poos. Add the eggs and just mix together. There you go. Once the mixture is evenly divided between 2 tins, they need to go in the oven for 20 minutes. Don't forget to slap your tins around a bit to make sure that the mixture is level. For the filling, you will need 175 grams of icing sugar. You're supposed to sift it, I didn't. 85 grams of butter, 2 tablespoons of raspberry jam. Some people, they try to be a bit fun and use other jams, so blueberry, apricot, I don't know, but in my book that's tantamount to treason, so it should be raspberry please. And what is also supposed to be a few drops of vanilla extract, but obviously it's just a teaspoon. You need to cream the butter, firstly. Obviously this is an outside episode, so going to use this. Let's all pretend that I'm not just going to immediately go and use an electric whisk when we're off camera. Once the butter's creamed, take your suspiciously clean 17th century whisk and add the icing sugar in thirds and then continue whisking. Once the cakes are nice and spongy, but not square pantsy, have Ushi remove them from the oven and leave them in the tins to cool. When the cakes are cool, you just need to slap some jam on one side, your little icing mixture on the other, and just smooth them on. I would recommend, by the way, don't smooth too near the edges because otherwise it will seep out and it's unsightly. For the final flourish, just sift some icing sugar on top of the cake. Sometimes this is done with caster sugar, presumably because bankers get confused. For the money shot, here is a picture of my piece of cake and here's a picture of Ushi's piece of cake. Thank you very much for joining us today with Baking with Wine. Happy birthday, Your Majesty!